Respected ma'am, sir, my name is Suraj. The topic I choose to explain in my video is network security. In this video, I'm going to discuss about what is security, why do we need security, who is vulnerable to security attacks, and common security attacks. So let's start with what is network security. Network security refers to set of measures taken to protect a network from various security threats. This set of measures usually involve several policies and practices which aim at preventing unauthorized access to the network. By doing so, they prevent any misuse of the network's resources. Why do we need security? Protect vital information while still allowing access to those who need. Example, trade secrets, medical records. And also by providing authentication and access control for resources. Example, AFS. Guarantee availability of resources. Who is vulnerable? Financial institutions and banks, internet service providers, pharmaceutical companies, government and defense agencies, contractors to various government agencies, multinational corporations, anyone on the internet. Common security attacks and their countermeasures. Finding a way into the network. It can be countermeasured by firewall. Second one, exploiting software bugs and buffer overload. Its countermeasure is intrusion detection system. Denial of service. Its countermeasure is ingress filtration or IDS. TCP hijacking. Its countermeasure is IP security. Packet sniffing. Its countermeasure is encryption. So starting with firewalls. Basic problem. Many network application protocols have security problems that are fixed over time. Difficult for users to keep up with changes and keep hosts secure. The solution for the problem is administrators limit access to end host by using a firewall. Firewall is kept up to date by administrators. Firewall. A firewall is like a castle with a drawbridge, only one point of access into the network. This can be good or bad. It can be either hardware or software. Example, some routers come with firewall functionality. IPFW, IP chains, PF on Unix systems, Windows XP and Mac OS X have built-in firewalls. Firewalls are used to filter packets based on combination of features. These are called packet filtering firewalls. Example, drop packets with destination port of 23. Can use any combination of IP, UDP, TCP header information. Firewalls. What does a firewall rule look like? Depends upon the firewall use. Example, IPFW. Other examples are Windows XP and Mac OS X have built-in and third-party firewalls. Different graphical user interfaces, varying amount of complexity and power. The second countermeasure is intrusion detection, used to monitor for suspicious activity on a network. Can protect against known software exploit like buffer overflows. Uses intrusion signature, well-known patterns of behavior. Example, ping sweep, spot scanning, web server indexing, OS fingerprinting, DOS attempts, etc. Example, IRS vulnerability in webdisk.cj can make a rule to drop packets containing the line. However, IDS is only used if contingency plans are in place to curb attacks as they are occurring. Next type of attack is denial of service. Its purpose is to make a network service unusable, usually by overloading the server or network. Many different kinds of denial of service attacks. Examples: SVN flooding, Smurf, and distributed attacks. And there is a case study on a denial of service attack called Code Red. The denial of service. This mini case study called Code Red, which happened during July 19, 2001. Over 3 lakh 59,000 computers infected with Code Red in less than 14 hours. Used recently known buffer exploit in Microsoft ISS, which damaged the resources estimated cost of 2.6 billion. Next type of attack is TCP attacks. Recall how IP works. End host create IP packets and router process them purely based on the destination address alone. The problem in which how IP works arises when end host may lie about the other fields which do not affect delivery, and source addresses host may trick destination into believing that the packet is from a trusted source. especially application which use IP addresses as a simple authentication method. Solution: use method authentication methods. TCP connections have associated state, starting sequence numbers, port numbers, and the problem: what if an attack learns these values? What if an attacker learns these values? Port numbers are sometimes well known to begin with. Example: HTTP uses port 80. Sequence numbers are sometimes chosen in very predictable ways. If an attacker learns the associated TCP state for a connection, then the connection can be hijacked. Attacker can insert malicious data into the TCP stream, and the recipient will believe it came from the original source. Example: instead of downloading and running new program, you can download a virus and execute it. TCP attacks. How do we prevent this? Which is IP security provides source authentication, encrypts data before transport. Next type of attack is packet sniffing. Recall how Ethernet works. When someone wants to send a packet to someone else, they put the bits on the wire with the destination MAC address. And remember, the other hosts are listening on the wire to detect for collisions. It couldn't get any easier to figure out what data is transmitted over the network. This works for wireless too. In fact, it works for any broadcast-based medium. Packets. What kind of data can we get? Another way. What kind of information would be most useful to a malicious user? Answer: anything in plain text. Passwords are the most popular. So we come to a conclusion that internet works only because we implicitly trust one another. It is very easy to exploit this trust. The same hold true for software. It is important to stay on top of the latest CERT security advisory to know how to patch any security holes. Thank you, ma'am. So.